The MLD Network is live here at Aqua Dome. I am Ninja Rider. Got Chimblade with me tonight. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I like that you introduced it with Aquadome because I hadn't even noticed that it was Aquadome, but now I know it's Aquadome. So today I learned.
Today we did it, Reddit.
We did it, Reddit.
Yeah, we have quite the lineup here for you tonight. Jets Aviators are on for this game, at least. This one, some Plat League action. Now, the Plat League changes over to interdivisional play, where we're going to see the teams that are on your screens are in the same division. They're fighting for their spots in the wild card and also the playoffs here. Now, the Jets are sitting comfortably at number 1, 22-13, and 6th overall in the Platinum League, doing pretty good for themselves right now.
Yeah, and on the other side, Aviators 10-25. So a big difference in heading into this game. Aviators obviously they have more to prove at this point. The Jets, they can afford a loss or two. The Aviators not at all.
Yeah, no, the Aviators need to really show up here. Now they have Sniper, Eagle Eye, and Titus, who usually do pretty good together, as we've seen before. But like you said, they have something to prove here, and they got to be a little bit nervous coming into this.
Yeah, we'll see how nervous they are. If the players are ready, they can go ahead and hop in to their respective teams, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Ninja, but I think we're ready to see some Platinum League action.
Thinking everybody is ready, if you ask me, but Kev Beast and KD sitting up for the Jets. Fantastic Platinum League action underway right now as kickoff is on. Just pretty much a straight dead ball there in the middle here as KD looking to set up Kev Beast. Not going to work out so well for him so far. Actually, KD will work it just fine as the Aviators miss.
Yeah, long shot from KD. That's all he needs. It is the opening 10 seconds of a long, 5-game set. So maybe a bit of nerves. We said, are they going to be nervous heading into it? That's a possibility. Well, like 2 players whiffed. But in the end, the Jets will take what they can get. That early cushion is no doubt going to be helpful moving forward.
Have to see if the Aviators can turn this one around as they're already down. Luckily, it's only by 1. A pretty decent center there, but Sniper a little bit hesitant. And it's possible the Aviators might be playing just a touch scared. They're trying to play it safe, it seems, as Titus can't get it around Kev Beast, who gets the massive clear. Sniper, not a great touch either. KD, that's high. Still the early going Sniper. Doesn't even seem like they're feeling each other out, although the Aviators are playing a little bit shy.
Yeah, Sniper Eagle Eye as well, just dropping in chat saying he's not nervous. And then Jay reminding him that nobody is mathematically out yet, so, just be patient, wait for it. Maybe if they 5-0, a miracle happens somewhere else, and, the stars align in the perfect way for them to actually make playoffs. So nobody's mathematically out. Keep playing. Try your best, because that's what this is all about, as the Aviators tied up with Titus on the ball.
And Titus right here, just being super aggressive, saw the pass from Sniper, went for it anyway. Now, both Jets did go for it, but that double jump came way too late, and actually off of KD was a good shot to tie it up here. Just about a minute gone. And the nice part about the Platinum League is right about now is when the sheer improvement in their ability starts to show, as well as the nerves start to go away, because, 8 weeks of league play, interleague play, playing with different teams really sorts them out, and it forces the teams to start playing as a team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 8 weeks is 2 full months, and Titus and Sniper Eagle Eye, as well as KD and Kev Beast, have been playing together for, like we said, 2 months now. So no doubt they're ready and they're used to this, set of 5 format. They know what to expect. They're not going to sort of waste all their energy, or all their mental energy, at least in the opening game, and then struggle for the next 4. They've been here for a long time. They know what to do. As Titus plays it out towards the right side, looks for a bump on a Kev Beast, will not find it. Sniper contests the ball at the midfield, plays it out towards the left side. Looks for a touch towards the corner, and he gets it, but needs a bit more weight behind it next time around if he wants to connect with Titus. KD may have found a breakaway, needs a pass, instead opts to go for the shot off his own pass. Nice bump midair onto Sniper Eagle Eye. Kev Beast with a shot. Races back, uses the post to save the ball.
Titus got that flat spot of the post and manages to knock it away, barely. We're nearing up here on halftime. Kev Beast towards the net. It'll be high. Looking for the setup. Sniper blocks it nicely, but KD is right there. Titus has a really hard angle. Not going to work out. The Jets take the lead here at halftime.
Yeah, well done from Katie to see the opportunity, take it instantly. He knows that Snipe Eagle Eye has committed to the ball. If he doesn't see Titus, it means Titus is behind him. Therefore, both players are behind him. He has a simple enough shot on net. He takes it, gets the lead for the Jets 2-1. And just looking at the scoreboard as well, and you can tell that the Jets, Katie specifically, they're the ones who are looking to put on the pressure. They're the ones putting the shots on net. Aviators so far have only one shot to show. That shot did go in, but in the end, you can't just rely on every single one of your shots going in. They might have to adapt to a more Jet style of play where they take all the shots they can get.
Titus gets a pretty decent block there. Usually in the Plat League, you see a lot of mechanical mistakes, and positioning becomes super important, as KevBeast had a chance there, but just not quite enough. Here comes KD, though. Shot high! Perfect shot above the defender.
Yeah, same thing as last time. Katie knows where the defenders are, except this time they're in front of him, not behind him. But because they're in front of him, he knows their positioning. Snipe is far post, Titus is sitting at the center, play far corner of near post. Simple as that. He makes the connection in his mind, makes the connection on the pitch. Works out nicely for the Jets as they hold a 2-goal lead now. 1 minute and 54 seconds to go. We'll see what the Aviators can do. So far, they've only managed to squeak out 2 shots on net. Once again, nothing in comparison to the 7 the Jets have fired on. There's Kev. Now from the left, chips it up, looks to repeat what KD did, except on the other post this time. There's KD once again pushing forward, and Titus will stuff him out. 1:30 to go, Ninja. Do you see a way out for the Aviators?
Yeah, I mean, just lots of pressure. They need to take advantage of every single opportunity they get. And the Jets have really good positioning, so trying to outsmart them like that is just not going to work. And the Aviators, again, a positional mistake. It's just not going to work against a very strong Jets offense here. KD playing super patient. Not a great shot, but of course, as always, the not-so-great shots turn into excellent passes, and it works out great there for KevBeast. 3-goal lead with 1:18 to go. That's a tough hurdle to get over for sure. But if Titus doesn't get too antsy on the offensive end like he did right there, they do have a shot, but they need to clean that up. Well, yeah, maybe not so much.
Maybe not so much. I mean, you said, I think maybe a minute or two ago, that in Platinum League you see a lot of mechanical errors, so positioning is more important above everything, because if you're positioned well, you can make a mechanical error and still have room to make up for it, which is the big thing here. For the Aviators, they're positioned in such a way, as soon as one of them makes a mechanical error, like backflipping by accident or just barely missing an aerial, they're both so out of position they don't have time or the boost to get back to their net. So that's the big thing here for the Aviators. It's okay that they're making these sort of smaller platinum level, we'll call them, mechanical mistakes, because they happen to everybody, but they need to give themselves room and boost to be able to come back and get back to the defensive line when they make overcommits or accidental double commits on the ball.
One thing in the Platinum League, too, is so important is ball control. If you have the ball control, you'll be able to do very well. A sniper from the midfield, a little bit of a mistake from the Jets. Puts him on the board again, trying to gather some momentum for the next game, I think. Although 26 seconds is just not enough time to score 3 goals.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Aviators know that. Snipe Eagle Eye, of course, he casts a lot, and he knows that it's near impossible to score this many goals unless, I don't know, you are Jesus and can do miracles. But if you're not, it's near impossible, so we'll see. I think even if they get a 3rd goal, that's just going to be for them to get momentum, remind themselves how to score, show the Jets that they're here to play, because if the Jets walk away with this, 5-1 as opposed to 5-2, the Jets are going to feel more confident. So now the Aviators, with 10 seconds to go, score a goal, score 2 goals, just keep the Jets a bit afraid of you heading into Game 2.
That said, the Aviators have requested a new server. They might be having some issues there. That's always possible. We have seen some close misses from both of them, so I have a feeling that it might be playing into their heads a little bit, but luckily this is the first game. They have plenty of time to turn this around, and any win that the Aviators can get is a good win as the Jets take this one decisively. Oh, and apparently, didn't realize this, but apparently Jay also disconnected. Whoops.
Jay disconnected? I think we're just getting a new server, right? Am I going crazy?
No, yeah, we're getting a new server. No worries.
Okay. Awesome, new server. But in the meantime, we can go ahead and talk about what happened in that game. Once again, I think you and I would agree, Ninja, the big thing was the Aviators need to give themselves the room and the boost to make up for their mechanical errors, because there's no way in this series they can just solve like that all their mechanical errors. They're going to be there, but give yourself room to adjust when you make them. That I think is the easiest solution to their problems right now.
At least for now. We saw a lot of double commits from the Aviators, and the Jets were perfectly aligned to just take advantage of it. They didn't even need to really be like wingmen properly, as we sometimes have to see from Platinum League matches. But I mean, sometimes, like I said, all you got to do is get that good positioning, and even if you do whiff, you're still keeping the other team at bay. and that's so important, is just to keep the other team at bay and away from where you think the ball is going to go. That said, though, the Jets, they're just confidently going right through.
Yeah, and I think the leader for the Jets as well is KD. You saw him do a couple of great shots, and he's so aware of where the defenders are. If he doesn't have to be cheeky, he isn't. Because I remember, I think it was like the Jets' second or third goal of the game. Yeah, KD knew the defenders were behind him, just rolled it in. Very simple. And then the next time around, he saw both the defenders ahead of them, and he was still able to nail the one corner where there were no defenders at. So he's I think the biggest threat for the Aviators, and they can't focus all their energy on him, but they need to know that when KD has the ball, that's when they really have to make sure they're tight and they don't make mistakes and they don't give KD windows, because KD has been very good at capitalizing when Titus or Sniper Eagle Eye overcommit to a possession.
And that's not to discount KevBeast either. He has been exactly where he needed to be every single time. Whenever KD missed, like I think it was the third or fourth goal that bounced off the post, he was right there ready to pounce, and pounce he did. Super effective is the Jets right now against the Aviators, but we've seen a lot of light from the Aviators, so it's definitely not without hope. KD gets a nice little flick on this. Titus had to race back. A big miss. KD rotates around and far side. It's exactly where it needed to go.
Let's break this down. Same issues as last time. Sniper Eagle Eye commits to a ball, which I think he has to commit to, but the bigger issue is where's Titus? Again, when you make mechanical errors like Sniper Eagle Eye did, or you get beat into the ball, it's okay as long as your second teammate is there behind you. That usually is the case for the Jets, but not so much for the Aviators. When one of them makes a mistake, it usually means an empty net, and that shouldn't be the case when you have two players defending.
Titus, at least in that situation, probably should have went far post instead of direct for the ball, even if he was low on boost. Still would have been a good place to be. We wouldn't even be talking about his positioning at all if he probably would have done that. But it's, again, I've mentioned this before on other broadcasts. When you have to break that habit of wanting to just go direct for the ball and actually drive away from the ball. Direct words from Inanimate J himself. As Sniper here has a chance. And it's actually going to be KD. Some aggression coming out from the Aviators, which is good to see. KD doesn't quite get the touch he wanted. And Sniper able to clear this out, sort of. Still hanging out here on this green half. A little bit of a miss there. But again, Titus in the right position at the right time. He was able to take advantage of the fact that the ball was loose. Even though he missed, it was still a good move to do that. Now right there, maybe not so much. Still worked out in their favor, barely. But they still have a little bit of a hill to climb here as KD coming up for another one. The out pass to KevBeast. And a high shot. No score yet, other than the one that we've seen so far.
Much tighter, though, overall from Sniper and Titus. This time around, you saw it happen in the midfield and then one time at the goal line. When Sniper Eagle Eye misses the shot because nobody's perfect, Titus is there to follow up and back him up. As Sniper gets demoed, once again, Titus is there this time around to back him up. He wasn't there on the first goal of the game, but hopefully for the next ones that the Aviators score, he'll be there to back up Sniper Eagle Eye. And I think to point out, just based on team names, aren't Aviators usually the ones who are like in control of the Jets because they repair them, they fly them, right? Isn't that what what an Aviator does?
I mean, you would think, right? But
right, they should be in charge, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, they're not, because these computerized jets are taking control. The AI has become sentient here as KD, with a nice pop off the hood, is able to knock it in and let the fireworks fly. But I mean, as you mentioned, the Aviators, I mean, normally you would see Aviators in control of jets, but we've had so many AI-controlled drones that I don't think it really matters anymore.
It's 2018. What are we talking about? Actual pilots and planes? Psh,
What? What the heck is a pilot?
that is so 20th century. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be old school. Forgive me.
Roger, Roger.
Roger Dodger. 2:30 on the clock, 2-0 for the Jets still, and this is a complete repeat, at least on the scoreboard of game one. I think on the pitch, they're doing a little bit better. They're much tighter, and they're giving out a bit less goals, but they're so suffocated. They're so focused on just defending and clearing the ball away that they see no time on the blue side of the pitch.
And one of the things that you have to work on in the Platinum League is ball control. We're starting to see that from the Jets quite a bit. Once they get on that offensive end, they do not back down. They're not going for the big shots. They're not trying to make the crazy angles. They're trying to control the ball and keep possession, which is really hard to do, at least at this level, when you haven't practiced it much, and you kind of just want to make passes and look for open field most of the time. But like we said before, week 8, you start to advance more. You're improving as your skills grow. You start to get a little bit more confident. Now, I should mention, though, Sniper Eagle Eye is, or Sniper Eagle Eye, I should say, is very much a father. He's extremely involved in his kids' lives and an avid meat smoker. So maybe it just takes a little bit of time. He's got to cure a little bit before he starts to warm up. You know what I'm saying?
I feel. I was like, where is he going to go with the father bit? But then you transitioned over to the smoked meat, and that made more sense.
But he doesn't. He honestly, you know, he's trying to be a dad. He doesn't have all the time in the world to play. So it doesn't surprise me to see him make a few mistakes here and there. But he knows the game. Being a Rocket League caster, and you can attest to this, knowing the game is half the battle.
Oh, I can't. I don't know the game. I just cast it. So I'm sorry. Find somebody else. 50 seconds left to play. Katie has to back off of this one. Sniper knows he's got 48 seconds at this point. Their best bet for the Aviators is to not double commit on the ball, but double commit on the blue side of the pitch. Keep pressure high and force Hev Beast and Katie to, you know, sort of be stuck on this green side of the pitch, or blue side of the pitch. It's going to be difficult, and we've seen just how long the Jets can keep the ball in the green zone. And you talked about ball control, but I think what leads to ball control is also boost control, because when the Jets are in the green zone, they're always on the midfield boosts, and that means they have 4 boosts to use, their own defensive side boost and the midfield boosts, whereas Aviators only have 2 of their own corner boosts to use. So they're always suffocated for boost, and this is why the Aviators can't get to the ball first, because the Jets just have the utility, aka the boost, to get there first, and that's why they've been so dominant. You look at the scoreboard, 8 shots on net for the Jets, none for the Aviators, and the boost control tells you that.
Well, boost control and forcing the Aviators to back down, get into their net, as opposed to just attack the ball like they really want to. You can tell once they get a little bit of boost, once they get a little bit of confidence, they're able to attack the ball fairly well, but they need to make those attacks much more efficient, if you will. They don't have a lot of time to play with it. They need to get that ball out of their zone and towards that net, and force the Jets to go back on defense and start defending that net. And I think personally that's going to be a big key for the Aviators. Maybe not necessarily ball control, but an accurate clear will come in really handy right now, because the Jets are playing really confident.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, the Aviators did a better job of reducing the pressure, because in game 1 they faced 13 shots, and in game 2 they only faced 8. But there was a trade-off. The trade-off was that they defending, and they defended, but you can't just defend the entire game. Eventually a goal or 2 is going to go in, and 2 goals did go in, and they had no opportunities on the blue side of the pitch.
KD going really good here on defense, super patient. He's always been a fairly patient player. Just baiting Sniper right there. Fantastic play, actually. As we move here into game 3, the Jets have taken the first 2. Titus using a lot of boost there. And the other thing that's extremely important, especially for the Aviators, because they don't have a lot of corner boost, they're not using the buttons at all. They're just kind of just going for the ball, and when they have a chance, they're not using the little pads, the penny pads as some people call them, to stockpile a little bit. I mean, 12, 14, you know, that's enough to at least make some sort of a play or a decent clear. 24, I've seen defensemen just sit there right at 30 and be all right, whereas the offenders really need the boost more than anything. That right there is exactly what Sniper needed to do, though, and grab that 100 boost and start this push slowly, trying to get some control, trying to bait out KevBeast, but KevBeast has no problem just knocking that one off of his roof, as we're already a minute and a half in. Looking a lot better are the Aviators, I think.
Yeah, this is a much better game. More of the game than ever before is taking place in the midfield. It's not so much the defensive third for the Aviators. It's much more congested in the midfield, and this means that the Aviators can now contest for actual pressure, because you win pressure in the midfield and then try to push forward with it. But KD, once again, knows where the defensemen are, puts it in the spot where they aren't. It's just the story of the game for KD, keeping his team alive here.
Sniper trying to use the shadow defense, but he allowed himself to get a little bit too close to the extremely quickly oncoming KD for sure. But Sniper was running out of room. He probably could have attacked there and would have been a little bit more effective, at least forced KD to go into the corner instead of right on target. But KevBeast, yeah, not to be outdone by his Jets teammate, 2-0.
Yeah, that's 2-0 for the Jets, and Snipe, after he got demoed, he went into the chat and said he was wrecked, because you got to feel for him, right? He just lost 2 games in a row, and he just can't seem to find that pressure. He can't seem to find the rhythm with Titus as they push forward. And again, the majority of that, I think, has to do with losing midfield boosts so often. You just saw it there. KD took it, and wait for it to pop up again. KD might come back and try to take it again. Although he is left on the blue zone all alone, and overextend from KevBeast should have been the open window for Sniper, Eagle Eye, and Titus to capitalize on. They couldn't, which is weird, right? Because KevBeast was in the green corner while the ball was in front of his own goal. That shouldn't happen, and if it does happen, that should mean you lose the goal. But it's not, because once again, Sniper, Eagle Eye, and Titus can't capitalize. So KevBeast has so much room to boost Starve and to boost Steal, because his opponents can't capitalize when he's not there.
There is a severe lack of communication by the Aviators right now.
KD not again.
All the way from downtown.
What are we gonna do with this kid? He keeps doing this stuff, and it's just upsetting, and it's rude, and have some manners. Millennials, man, no manners. They're on their phones all day. Then they turn Snapchat off, and they're like, I'm gonna aerial really quick, and they aerial really quick, and it hurts. Hurts the adults. 2:23 on the clock.
And then right back to Snapchat, of course.
Right back to Snapchat, or whatever they use nowadays.
I don't know. Is Instagram still a thing? I don't know.
I think so.
Whatever. But Titus here actually manages to dodge KD, tries for a pass to Sniper. A good idea. Sniper's facing the wrong way to take advantage of it. And now Titus left on the offensive end. That's going to allow the Jets to take advantage. KD tried for another cheeky touch. Wasn't going to work. Here KevBeast towards the net. Titus, perfect rotation. That's exactly what needed to happen. Now they're kind of fumbling for the ball here. Who's going to take control? And that's the communication that I touched on earlier. Both Aviators, I don't know if they're talking to each other very much.
Maybe they're talking to each other in whatever secret Morse code thing Aviators use. I don't know. But they have to start talking, whether it's in English, Spanish, or Morse code, or beeps and boops. I don't know, but they have to start talking. I agree with you. They've got a minute and 30 seconds to start talking, or else they will have lost 3 games in a row in this set of 5. And there's KD, who has really been the superstar, at least in terms of striking on net. The superstar for his team, the superstar striker. There's Sniper, though, playing one out towards the corner, looking for an opportunity as Titus sort of passively sits around in the midfield and backs away from the attempts that Sniper is trying to provide for him, which is a bit unusual at this point of the game when you really don't have that much to lose. It's best to just commit 2 members. There's Sniper looking at sneak one into the near post. Titus to follow up on the rebound. KD, though, will find 2 saves in a row and keep his team at a 3-0. Shutout so far from the Jets. This should be 2 games in a row if this scoreline holds.
Sniper trying to defend here. KD and Titus just clashing right in front of the net. Sniper was able to save that one out, keep him in this fight here, but time is running out. Need to start attacking now, and they're trying to, but it's just that the Jets kind of have him a little bit outclassed, and I really think the big thing here is that KevBeast has improved so much. KD has always been a fairly solid player. He's had some mechanical difficulties, and that's kind of what has kept him here in the Platinum League. But you can tell he's definitely a higher tiered player in general. As Sniper will miss this. Sniper is just having a rough game. But KD, nice save there. Just keeping on the ball. But the Jets, they have the Aviators number right now. Aviators need to get out of those single-engine planes and jump in something with a jet.
Yeah, and I mean, there's 2 mentality options right now for the Aviators. The first one is We just lost 3 games in a row where there's basically no chance for us. Why even try anymore? Fine, but there's also the second one. There's probably no way that we're going to make the playoffs, but hey, why not? This means that we have nothing to lose. Let's go all out. Let's try everything that we possibly can. Let's be creative. Let's be innovative. Let's just be an Aviators team that we want to see possibly next season. So let's try to create and be creative and take this opportunity where we have nothing to lose to experiment. So we'll see which Aviators comes out in game 4 and 5. Hopefully it's the second version, because it's okay to give up, I guess, but it's always good to try to get better and better, even when in the long run or in the grand scheme of things there isn't that much on the line.
You definitely don't want to give up. You got to keep on trying. You got to keep on trying different things, different moves, different pass plays maybe. I mean, this is the time to do it. Like you said, you got nothing to lose. You might as well. What the heck? But Titus and Sniper are starting to gel much better even as we watch them. And that's good to see. Their first game was rough, really rough, but there were some mistakes that the Jets were able to take advantage of and then negate the mistakes that they made through a variety of ways. Really, some of it was positioning, some of it was mechanics, but we haven't seen anything super spectacular. It's been solid Rocket League from the Jets, and that's easily defended against, but the Aviators just, they got to do it. They haven't quite done that yet. Here as Kevbeast gets it up and above 1, Sniper looking for boost, and that was the critical error there. Not even 15 seconds in, the Jets have scored.
Yeah, if you break down the pitch into quadrants, you and your teammate should not be in the same quadrant, especially when it's in the corner. It's very easy to sort of be baited into chasing after the corner and trying to bail your teammates out when you see them struggling in that corner. Happens a lot. Platinum, Diamond, Champion, I wouldn't know, but I'm assuming it happens in most levels of play where the ball's stuck in the corner, it's a bit awkward, your teammate's there and you're like, let me go help out my teammate. Great intentions, unintended consequences are that you can get scored on, and the Jets now up 2-0, just 4:38.
Oh my god, KD just balled both players. Kevbeast there to back him up just in case, ends up bodying Sniper. That's got to be frustrating for the Aviators as the Jets just asserting dominance here in game 4. Not even 30 seconds have passed, and finally a shot from Titus. He slows himself down. He ends up underneath the ball. Not going to work out there. Sniper, good positioning. Gets a great touch on the ball. He's running for it. Not going to quite work out as KD gets there just in time. Now, the Aviators starting to see a little bit of light here as they are attacking nicely. You can see the rotation working out for him. Perfect pass off the wall. Sniper can't quite use it because he was facing the wrong way. Didn't race back in time. Kevbeast didn't think that was going in.
Yeah, well done from Titus. Finally waking up. It might be a bit too late, but still, it's great to wake up in a game 4. Look to carry that into game 5. And the big difference maker here has been the midfield boosts. Once again, the 2 boosts at the midfield. This time around, when I'm paying attention, I don't see just KD and just Kevbeast going for it and taking it. Titus and Sniper Eagle Eye, 4 times out of 5 that I've seen, they're the ones who have secured that midfield boost. They're the ones with the boost advantage.
KD's definitely been practicing those double touches as he goes for another one here. But again, that midfield boost control coming out big for the Jets. The big bump on Kevbeast from Titus forced Sniper up, or allowed Sniper up, I should say. The ball rolling up the wall. KD will miss this. And loose ball. Sniper a little bit out of position. Titus electing to not attack on it. And a good call out from Sniper to allow Titus to backflip out of it. Now he has a shot. Oh, man. Kevbeast got there just in time. Now it's an open net. He just needs to get there. Sniper racing in.
Oh,
Demo by KD. That allows Kevbeast to score.
Oh, that was so close. Sniper, he got the boost. He was like, I'm there. I'm going to save my team. I'm going to be the Guardian Angel. And KD kills the Guardian Angel. Didn't know that was possible, but in this world of Aquadome, it is 3-1 for the Jets now. And once again, KD proving to be the player at the helm. He's got 5 shots on net. That goal, even though he didn't officially score it, that one wouldn't have been there without him being there. So KD, hopefully next season we see him, maybe into the Champion League as well, because he's just improved so much throughout his 8 weeks here in Plat League.
Jets looking to make a playoff run as they are sitting number 1 in the Sky Division. As shot coming out here from the Aviators, both of them going for it here. Now it's off the post. See, Titus was out of position. He couldn't make it happen. He was the one who should have went back on that play. And they go for the push again here. We're nearing halftime. They have a little bit of time to play with, but with all these whiffs, it's just killing time for the Jets. And the Jets know it. They have laid off the ball for the most part until they see an opening like that. Just keeping the ball on the offensive end, and it's a great strategy to secure the win. It may not score you a lot of goals, but when you're sitting number one in their division, it doesn't really matter too much, although they need to be careful because goals do matter in this little league of ours here at the MLD. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Ninja Rider. That right there is Chimblade. And you're watching the Jets try to get a pass play go. But Chim, I mean, let's face it, the Aviators have improved this whole series, and that is impressive in and of itself.
This is the best game we've seen from them by far. This time around, they're not only, in game 2, they started defending, and they defended well, but the trade-off there was that they could not put any sort of pressure on their own. And in this game, they're defending, and they're defending decently, and they're able to put pressure of their own. And they put in 3 shots on net. We didn't see that happen in game 2 or game 3, so a big improvement into game 4 for the Aviators. They're able to sort of balance their duties on the defensive and offensive sides.
Definitely getting a defensive workout here as the Jets just sheer offense for the most part. Nice little ball control here by Kev Beast. Not going to work out because Snipa comes through. And we're just under a minute and a half left as KD takes a shot. Snipa was there! Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Snipa's heart has been broken, 2 times already? And I thought people only had 1 heart, but I guess Snipa gets 2. That is tough, though, for Snipa. I mean, once again, he's maybe a millisecond late. Even on the last play where KD demoed him, if he was there half a second earlier, KD wouldn't have been able to demo him in time. So Snipa knows where to go. He has a great sense of where to be, but it just takes him half a second too long to make the move. So that is just practice, and just keep playing. You develop an intuition, and you're able to sort of react on the intuition quicker. Because I think Snipa does have an intuition. It just takes him a while to actually get there, and the path finding might be a bit difficult. But overall, an improvement from the Aviators as Kev Beast and KD continue to just put on the show they've been putting on for the entirety of the set.
And Titus decides to wheel it around as Snipa trying to guard that far post. He had to jump for it, but Titus didn't get anything on that ball. And there was no way that Snipa was going to be able to block that unless he was up on the backboard. And let's face it, we're not going to see that much here in the Plat League, as backboard defense, one of the harder things to learn, especially mechanically. It requires so much skill to make something happen here. And Snipa just leaving the pass play to happen here for the Jets. Finally a demo on KD, but that's going to take him back for the defense here. Popped up, Snipa, shot. Kev Beast is right there, dead center shot. Not going to work against a team like the Jets.
Yeah, once again, when Titus and Snap Eagle Eye went up for that pass play, they were both sitting at 20 boost, and that's why they can't get back to defend this in time, because as soon as the counterattack happens, they have no boost to get back, and they're struggling to save it. In the end, they will save it, but they have to be very wary of that, moving forward, not just for this set, but overall as a team. It's great that they can push up together and get decent passes, but if you leave those offensive pushes with 10 boosts apiece, it doesn't matter, because you're just going to get counterattacked on, and the Jets will end up taking game number 4 6-1 this time around.
As I mentioned before, goals so important here at the MLD. Even though you may not even need to score, you should still score, though, because a lot of that goes into tiebreakers, wild card races, and things like that. And it forces an offending team to keep on the offense. The Aviators, in trying to be more defensive, they have to get those big clears. Anytime that they have gone up for a clear, it's been super soft and into their own corner. The Jets are playing extremely confident. They're sending both guys up there. A long clear will negate that. It'll force the Jets to rethink everything that they're doing.
Yeah, I agree with you there, and I think the Jets, once again, they're good at creating space, but a lot of the times the Aviators are giving them the space and the room to do things like commit both members to the attacking third, or have one member boost stealing in the green corner when it's a 1v2 in the net, because the Aviators aren't capitalizing. So they're the ones giving the Jets a little bit of this room here, and if they can not completely remove all the room they've been giving, because that's very hard to do within just one game, but at least some of it, they can force the Jets into a bit of an once again, they won't be able to put somebody in the green corner and just suffice with one goalkeeper. It's difficult for the Aviators to make this change in just one game, but if they can do it, the more power to them.
Even if they can do it in the first maybe 2 minutes,
Sure.
it'll force the Jets to rethink how they play that game, and it might just throw them off a little bit for the Aviators to get something out of this series. And it has been quite the series here, especially for the Jets. As again, KD getting a huge boost steal. Here's KevBeast, though. Nice little pop-up. A little bit too wide here. KD trying for the ball control. Can't quite ball out both Aviators, but they ended up on top of each other, so they couldn't take advantage of that nice clear that they've been looking for pretty much this whole series. KD picks it up, past one. Sniper was looking for the pass, and it pops up. Titus got all over KevBeast, and that forced him to slow down. We might actually see an offensive push here from the Aviators, but no, Sniper actually turned away to get some boost. Instead, again, not using the buttons like he should, and Titus can't make the shot.
Yeah, I mean, well done so far from Sniper Eagle Eye and Titus, though, into this game. They're the ones putting on the pressure. They've had more time in the blue zone than the Jets have had in the green zone. But the issue, yet again, it's happened throughout the entire set. When they do push forward, they don't keep track of their boost. And when a clear like this comes in, Titus is sitting at 30 boost, Sniper Eagle Eye is sitting at about the same, and it's... What can you do about that when you've both got 30 boosts and a huge clear comes in? Nothing. You have to sit and watch. So when Titus and Sniper Eagle Eye commit that deep onto a ball, they have to score. If they don't, they're the ones who are going to be scored on.
Titus looking for the back pass. Sniper way back. Big bump that allows a shot to come through. KevBeast is perfectly placed. Make sure that that angle is covered. Jets slight double commit, but it was called. KevBeast pressuring Sniper. Sniper, what can he do here? Decides to go down. A little bit more of a comfortable play, it seems, for the Aviators as Titus popped up. KD, tried and true method, knocks the bottle down, makes it 2-0.
And once again, KD beats one defender. Notice he has one more to beat, and he's done it every single time with a simple pop-up and then a follow through. And he gets just the right rotation to make sure Sniper can't block the top corner play, because Sniper, I think, was there in time to block the shot had it gone perfectly into the corner. But KD was able to make the rotation in the air and force it to go just a little bit to the right of that corner where Sniper Eagle Eye wasn't. Another pass down from KevBeast means the Jets can extend their lead and start snowballing with only 3 minutes and 28 seconds left to play in the entire set. The Aviators are looking like they may be sitting at a 10-30 record by the end of this.
That's really tough for them, especially as the season is winding down here for the Platinum League in general. Only 3 more weeks left. Oh my god, I was not expecting that to go in, but it was perfectly placed. KevBeast from the kickoff. Titus was nowhere to be found. I mean, what do you do in Titus's position? He was going to attack, but KevBeast was already there. Kind of tough.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. I think they're like, okay, kickoff goal, fine, it happens. Let's move on. Let's try and score more than we've ever scored so far in this set. So far, their best game was game 1 in terms of shots, or sorry, goals, which was 2. Then they went 0-0, and then in game 4. So if they can get 3 goals, doesn't matter if it's 9-3 or 10-3. At least they've got 3 goals against the Jets. We'll see if they can try to improve and make this game 5 a game 5 to remember.
Sniper trying to ensure that the goal differential doesn't get too crazy on them. Although, if I remember right, they're sitting at something like a minus 20 goal differential, which means they have not scored much at all this season so far. They need to get on that and get on it now as KD pops up past Sniper. Nice little, just a tiny little pop-up. Make sure that the Aviators are slowed down a little bit and force Titus into a shot. KevBeast getting in position. Calls off KD. Now KD's kind of stuck on the wall there, but no Aviator was there to attack, so it was fine for now. Let's see if the Aviators can learn the difference between an attacking jet and a defending jet, as both Aviators again go for the defensive touch. We've seen that so much, it's going to work out for him this time as Titus racing for position. Sniper dodging it. Oh man, no, forced out by KD. Now they need to race back quickly. Worm Burner, not going to work out here. Now the Sniper again in a great spot. And let's face it, as far as the Aviators go, Sniper has been trying to carry this team. He's just not quite there yet.
Yeah, he gets to the ball and he gets, he carries it all the way from his own defensive half to the corner, almost gets the pass, and even when he does, sometimes the teammate isn't there or the pass isn't the best, it's a bit weak, sometimes to a player in a blue jersey, so it's tough. And so far, it's been a tough series for the Aviators overall, but, the tougher the series, the more you can learn from it. So maybe they can look at the VOD, or not look at the VOD, because why do you want to look at a VOD with casters when you can just listen to your own gameplay through a replay, and there's a replay system in Rocket League, so they can look at the replay or look at the VOD, whichever they choose, and try to learn from it, see where their mistakes were, understand that in the opening half of the set, they were very eager to double commit and to commit to the same quadrant of the pitch. They started to expand and not be as congested on the pitch in the second half of the game, but still the same struggles were there. When one of them pushed up, the second one wasn't on the same page. When the other pushed up, the first one wasn't on the same page. So just communication, positioning, and they may have solved most of their issues if they can get those two things down.
Now the Jets are trying to just kill some time here. As that double jump didn't work out, Sniper is going to send it to the opposite corner than he was facing. Here comes Kev B, set up for KD. KD came out of nowhere. The Aviators could not see him at all here as Titus, again, found himself in a weird spot. He's trying to get in position. He finally does, but he hesitates on the attack because he was thinking Sniper was going to get the touch. Now, Sniper's been having a little bit of trouble tonight as far as mechanics go, so maybe the double commit from Titus, and it's just not trusting the teammate right now. And I'm sure Sniper is communicating to him that he's having a bit of a rough go this evening. Every team has a little bit of a bad week, but KD is actually going to knock it away. It just seems like the Aviators have not been able to gel this season at all. It's been a really rough series for them as they're about to go 5-0 against the Jets. Not so great here for the Aviators, but the Jets have to be feeling it as they are securing their #1 slot.
You know who it is great for, though? It's great for the Jets because, hey, now they're 27-13, which is a huge up. And I think with this, they'll be able to keep their first spot in the division.
For now, yes. Before the other two teams in the division can play, at least. But the Aviators, it's looking grim. They are sitting -- 4, and as you mentioned, they've gone 10-30 now. 10 wins. I think the magic number is 26 or 27, and then you're in the race. And they only have 10 more games to play. They could hit 20. And that might put them okay for the wild card, but it's even for that, it's looking a little bit grim. That said, they need to not give up. They need to keep pushing hard and make sure that they keep improving throughout the next 2 weeks and beyond. Chim, have you tried Balls Guarana yet?
No, but it is on my bucket list, and I have so many more years until I die. Hopefully, I'll get to it eventually. It is on the bucket list. Dude,
you got to try it, man. Balls Guarana is one of the presenting sponsors here at the MLD. Check them out. Hashtag POTW. I screwed this up. It's hashtag POTW, or is it hashtag MLD POTW? That's what it is.
MLD.
For the play of the week here, presented by the Balls Guarana Energy Soda. Highly prefer the orange one. Curtis likes the root beer one, and they're both good, but let's face it.
There's a root beer one?
There's a root beer one, and it tastes fantastic. Very vanilla.
Oh! All right, I'm going to go get this.
Yeah, you need to hop on the website and pick up a case of Balls Guarana, and of course, Arctic Cooling for all your PC cooling needs, and all kinds of other stuff that they do. Check them out. Arctic, just Google Arctic. Up next, though, we have champ action. We actually have a double header here for the Lightning, as the next two matches that we're going to see here on the stream will be Lightning-based. Foxes and the Lightning first here for the Champ League. Don't go away. You're watching the MLD Network here on Twitch.tv. It's Arctic.gs AC. Why can't I remember that? Because it makes perfect sense.